You know, when you come to understand how deep man's subconscious nature is, you'll learn to realize how much mercy you need for people. A fool's mentality is their own punishment because a foolish mind is stuck in a cycle that it cannot escape because it will not receive truth. It cannot. You've heard the term cognitive dissonance. Well, that's foolishness. You know, I caught myself the other day, like really asking God, like, God, just give me a victory, Father. I asked that, you know, I would have a peace-filled day and that this wouldn't happen, that wouldn't happen. And God was showing me, he was like, how are you gonna grow then? And I was like, he was like, quit, you don't pray for easy days. You don't pray, you don't pray to not to go through stuff. You pray to get through it. You acknowledge what I put inside of you to overcome the temptation, to overcome what they may say, what they may do, what they may try to make you feel, right? Because it's when somebody that has light is going through it that it's able to really be seen for what it is. That's how God gets the glory, is how you constantly overcome. Now, a lot of people associate overcome with, okay, you just, just go through something, right? Just go through it in the thought, the image of just suffering and suffering, right? And there's purpose in suffering. But you overcome something when you see it differently now, right? And that allows you to respond differently not out of the flesh, right? But out of the mind of Christ. You respond to it, right? How he would respond to it. A lot of us pray, God, help me to love like you. Help me to just overcome like you, right? And God's gonna show you like just how deep his love is. How he bore with some evil, wicked people, right? And then you got people on your job or in your family saying mean things, manipulating you, lying on you, right? Whatever it may be that you're going through. You're constantly praying for this and praying for that, right? And then you're seeing like, I love regardless. He's saying I do all these things regardless, right? I love these people even though people, don't thank me, don't acknowledge me, don't praise me, you know what I mean? Aren't gonna continue to obey me. I make the sun rise on the wicked and the just as it says, just alike. Be it because God is love, he can't change, so God's going to be good regardless. Yes, there's consequences for evil, and God carries out just judgment too. So when you're praying for growth and when you're dealing with people, realize what it is that you're dealing with. And it's okay to own being in the light. So a lot of people have a hard time loving themselves and forgiving themselves and still battle with the sin conscience, right? That they're not worthy and that they repented, right? But they haven't received the grace to really believe that they've forgiven. So it doesn't allow them to really move forward in that, like, I am the light of the world, right? I mean this. Be blessed.